Hello and welcome to another Bushwhacker review. Today we are going to be taking a look at Joey Logano's All-Star Race Win from 2016. As you can see, this is an Elite, so you have your typical generic Elite box. As I've said in the past, I am not a fan of these boxes at all. I kind of like the matte black look, but just way too plain. So you need a total of 150 of these, but typical Elite stuff, details, copyright, all that good stuff that no one cares about. And here is the car itself. And man, is this thing just stunning in person. All the pictures, this is just a car that you can just stare at for a long time and find new things about. That's just, we need more of that. Let's do a quick 360 of the car, as usual. Get a better view of this. We'll definitely be going over the photos and stuff in this video. And as you can see, that's not the only thing that makes people want this diecast. A better light on this. This does, of course, come with a few things. You've got your RCCA Certificate of Authenticity. You've got your little bag of confetti. And you have your raced winner card. Okay there's Lionel. In what world is this his 4th win? This is like his 18th win or something. Where'd you get 4th? Guess they don't fact check. But anyways, let's get down to the sponsors on this thing. On the hood, you have Shell-Pennzoil, Ford Fusion number 22. Down the side, you have Shell-Pennzoil. You've got Discount Tire and AAA, Auto Trader, and what would be Snap-on. Up there on the B post, or excuse me, C post, you have the AutoZone and SKF logos. And on the B post, you have Ford, HP, PPG, Mazak, Coca-Cola, and Bosch. Typical contingency sponsors, really nothing out of the ordinary on that one. On the back, you have Team Penske 50th Anniversary, Heritage is Everything, 22 Crew, Shell-Pennzoil, and number 22. See, it's a little bit off. You see there's like a little gap in the wrap right there that makes this piece slightly slanted down. Definitely a shame, but this car's so rare you can't really get a replacement for it if you do get a messed up one, but that's minor. It's a race one, whatever. On the deckwood, you have a Team Penske 50th Anniversary logo, and Heritage is Everything. Congratulations on 50 years. You have number 21. Why, Lionel? Just why? You should just like get rid of the one before and after the door number. Got the same stuff down the other side. Does have these Support Our Troops Goodyear tires, as you can see right there. Let's take a look under the hood, which you know a little bit hard to open on these, but it says Shell-Pennzoil and powered by Ford. There's the Elite engine detail if you want to see that. You have to kind of almost push them down to make sure they sit flat on these Elites, which is a little annoying, but whatever. Onto the deck lid, you get your typical fuel cell and such back there. The roof flaps do in fact open, with the tethers and all that good stuff. And there's the underside of the car if you want to see that. But why don't we get down to the damage? On the front, you see it's just dirty. You got some nice tape, like really big pieces of tape that are covering the Fusion logo. I doubt Ford likes that. But just good dirt and stuff. Typical stuff you would expect from a race win by now. Overall, just dirt, nothing too special. Down the side, you have a little bit of a mark right there next to Goodyear. Typical stuff, a little burned around the exhaust. Got a little bit of some tire buildup around the right rear tire. Even goes up around like through the Pennzoil logo right there, which looks kind of cool. Just more marks, more dirt. Looks like maybe some tire shredding, but this tire's not shredded, so I don't know. On the back, you have just a little more dirt and stuff, not really much of anything. Does have some confetti on the back there. I remember some people being like, this car's not going to have confetti. There's some confetti. No, it's not a bunch of confetti, but this is kind of what I want. I want some confetti on the car, but I don't want so much that you can't see the car. And now you get to the bulk of the damage, and that is this. You see he shredded the tire, shredded the fender, and Lionel recreated it beautifully. Even got some tire marks. Looks like where he got hit by somebody right there. That was probably Larson, because, that's, the finish of that was Larson getting loose and sliding up into Logano, and people being like, "Oh my god, Logano dirty," even though that was completely Larson just screwing up. But whatever. Tons of tire around that, or like rubber buildup around that wheel too. I love how you can actually see into the fuel cell. I don't know if that'd be accurate or not, but it looked kind of cool. You can actually see right into the fuel cell in the fender there. The tire is fully shredded and all that good stuff right there. The left front wheel, as you see, is completely rubbed off without Goodyear. It's probably again from Larson, but Got a few little marks and stuff on the left front. And that's about it for damage. So why don't we talk about the photos on this car? Because I'm kind of obliged to point out that technically this isn't fully accurate with the photos. If you actually looked at the real car, it had little tiny photos like all throughout the car. Like it would be like a photo there, photo there, photo there, there. Just like little square block photos like throughout the entire car. Now the problem with that is that, you know, Lionel can't really get the rights, the copyright, all that stuff for like 300 different random photos. Because from what I've heard, this wasn't exactly like all photos that Penske had licensing to, where it was literally like a Google image search where they just found a bunch of cool old photos of their teams and stuff and used them on the car. Now initially Lionel was just going to make a car that was kind of like gray or like, you know, some smudges or whatever, just to like recreate that kind of like digital blocky look. Penske actually wanted photos on the car, so they were able to get as many photos as possible. And it looks fantastic still, because you can see clearly photos on this car. See if we can go over a few of these photos. Looks like you have Joey Logano winning the Daytona 500. Looks like you have a picture of Brad right there, doing a burnout in his number 2 car. Picture of Joey in victory lane from something. Looks like Ryan Blaney right there from a Discount Tire Bristol win. Back of a probably Kurt Busch number 2 Dodge Miller Lite car. Looks like him talking about to like a IndyCar driver or something. Down the side there you see an IndyCar, clear as day. So yes, there are more than NASCAR photos on this car. I'm only pointing that out because I just remember I remember seeing somebody when this car first came out or like got revealed, and people were like, "Oh, it's made up a bunch of Joey and Brad photos. That's retarded." It's like, yeah, there you go. Still historic photos, IndyCar, everything else. Quit your whining because you're wrong. Got a picture of a victory lane in Richmond, which both Joey and Brad won. So I'm not sure what that one's for. Got a Miller Genuine Draft Rusty Wallace car right there. Got the head of some probably IndyCar driver. Not sure why they not really good placement on that one. Can't even see who it is. Got Joey in victory lane. For some reason that reminds me of Kansas. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but got somebody drinking the milk from winning an Indianapolis 500. Looks like. Kind of hard to tell who that is. Shell goes covering his face. On the back here you have Brad Keselowski celebrating at Xfinity at Texas. It looks like. There you have a Joey image cut off, only his bottom half. Picture of Roger Penske cut off, only his bottom half. They didn't really space some of these out very well. I imagine this is kind of where they were on the real car, because these are all photos that were on the real car, but I imagine they just like blew them up wherever they were. Got a 50 right there, which is kind of funny. Must be, I think that was probably from Team Penske's 50th win. You got a Brad Keselowski, looks maybe like an Alliance Truck Parts car. On the back, you have a picture of Brad and Joey running next to each other right there. Picture of a couple Indy cars running next to each other, which that one's a little messed up because of that weird little logo thing. Looks like Joey celebrating victory lane. Got the front of Brad Keselowski's Miller Lite car. Got a nice photo of some classic Indy cars running next to each other right there. And another picture of Joey. I mean, there's no surprise. Why would you not put a bunch of Joey photos on this car? This is Joey's car. On the back, you have, you know, looks like Joey up there. Looks like maybe Sam Hornish Jr. celebrating right there. Got Brad and Roger Penske celebrating, probably the Nationwide Series Championship. Another photo of some Indy cars right there. Looks like the yellow submarine maybe. Photo of a Fusion, probably Brad. It looks white, but it's hard to tell because this car's yellow. On the back here, you see got them celebrating the 2012 championship with Keselowski in the Sprint Cup Series. Got the bottom half of some sort of IndyCar driver. Can't see him, and the Pennzoil logo is his face, I guess. Got Brad Keselowski's 2012 championship winning car, and looks like a little bit of a wrap air or something right there. On the back here we got, not sure what that is. Looks like probably an IndyCar driver or something. Or maybe, oh no, that's a Coca-Cola. That's Bobby Allison's AMC Coca-Cola car. You can see a Coca-Cola logo right above Discount Tire. Which, I think I've said this before, but I was kind of disappointed that Joey didn't run that as his throwback. Like, wouldn't that have been cool? He's a Coca-Cola sponsored racing driver, so run the full-on Coca-Cola AMC car for Penske's 50th anniversary. That would look good. But all we got was a Roush car, though Joey's was a nice paint scheme. Not Penske, though. On there you have a picture of Joey celebrating from Richmond, it looks like, and a victory lane photo from probably an IndyCar race. There you got a really old NASCAR photo, probably from that 16 Rusty Wallace car before they started. Or before you really got that, like, you know, current Penske racing. On the roof, so you have a picture of Brad Keselowski in the Red's Apple Ale car celebrating. Joey pumping the steering wheel in the air. Got Brad's patriotic Miller Lite car from 2014. Probably the win at Kentucky, if I had to guess. On this side, there's a piece of the AMC Coca-Cola 16 for Bobby Allison. Looks like Rusty Wallace and Roger Penske celebrating in victory lane. Got the front of a Discount Tire Mustang. Looks like maybe a pit stop or something. Or no, is that a flag? Might be Brad celebrating. There you got, I think, Helio Castroneves climbing the fence after one of his Indy 500 wins. Just as you can see, just tons of great photos from different racing series from throughout the years. This definitely isn't Joey and Brad. This is definitely a very nice variation and variety of photos. So, now if you want this car, you're kind of out of luck, sadly. This car has already gotten rare. Like, immediately this car got rare. ARC, Elite, anything. You're going to probably pay a little if you want it. I mean, I would definitely recommend picking this up. This is a very unique and amazing raced version. But there's probably one other thing to say, because I know somebody's going to ask, and that's because Joey just got a penalty for his win at Richmond. Now, as far as I'm concerned, NASCAR didn't really handle that very well. I mean, really, 4 days later? Oh, hey, we found something, yay! As far as I'm concerned, if the car passed pre- and post-race inspection, I don't really give a shit what they find randomly. I don't think you should be able to find something 4 days later. Like, just, if it passed inspection, it passed inspection. Whoop-de-doo. I hope that diecast gets made. It's kind of a cool-looking car. It's got, like, a lot of short-track dirt and damage, and was 300 start and everything. And, it's not the driver's fault that the team screwed something up. It's not Joey's fault. I love when people blame the driver for that. Like, oh, he's always been a cheater. It's like, the driver doesn't set up the car, thank you very much. If some random crew member put something on wrong, or screwed something in wrong, or just did something wrong, it's not the driver's fault at all. But whatever. So yeah, I don't care. I'll probably still buy the diecast. So I don't care. But whatever. That's NASCAR for you. But anything the True Sellers to say, this has been a review of Joey Logano's All-Star win from 2016. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.